In the name of Almighty God, the most compassionate and the most merciful, I welcome you all, my dear brothers and sisters, to your own channel. My name is Nasir Ibadi, and today we will have our fourth lecture on the trigonometric. By the way, in previous lectures, we lectured on the numericals belong to angle measurement, and we had some great examples related to the angle measurement. Also, we talked about the angle between the hours and the minutes hands of a watch, and we talk about the reference angle, what reference angle is. Today we will talk, inshallah, on two topics. First is the sign of the trigonometric functions in 4 coordinates, and second we will go and talk about the relation of the positive and negative angles, what the relation is. And one thing I have to say is that relation of the positive angle and negative angle has got two methods basically. First method is the easy one, which we will talk in this chapter, and the second method we will talk much later when we talked about the trigonometric ratios line in 4 coordinates. By the way, write your topic, trigonometric sign, trigonometric ratios sign in 4 coordinates. By the way, this is our coordinate. If I ask you, listen first. It started from 0 to 90 degree, up to 180, 270 and 360. If you write the radian, it's 0. This one is pi divided by 2. This one is pi. This one is 3 pi by 2. And this one is 2 pi. Now the angles which are between 0 and 90, they are in first coordinate. The angles which are between 90 and 180, they are in second coordinate. And also between 180 and 270, it is in third coordinate, and 270 up to 360, it is called in fourth coordinate. But one thing I have to say is that your angle should be standard. What does it mean? Your angle, the first side should be on positive OX line. Now the remaining terminal side, it can be whatever according to the expansion of the angle. For example, if you have this angle, now OAB, this is your angle which is 62 degree. Now, is this one standard? No. First, you have to make it standard. What does it mean? It means you have to put the starting side, the initial side, on OX positive. This is your OX positive. This is the initial side. Put this one in here. This one is OA. Now, according to the expansion of the angle, make 62 degree. Now this is your terminal side, B. Now your angle is standard and it occurs in first coordinate. Am I right? Yes. For example, if I ask you this one, for example, OAB, now this is your angle beta. First, you have to what? You have to standard this angle. How we can standard? Very simple. This is OX positive. What is the initial side? Initial side, this one is initial side. Now put initial side on OX positive. This is OB. OB. Now your angle rotates in clockwise or anti-clockwise? I think anti-clockwise. It means your angle should start anti-clockwise. How much? Listen, this one is I think 180 up to here. This one is up to here, it is 270. It is something more than 270. Listen, up to here, straight line. This degree is 180. The perpendicular, it is from here up to here, 220. Why? 180 we have here and 190 we have here. 180 plus 90, it's 220. And your angle is something more than 270. Something more than, maybe 60 degrees, maybe 40 degrees, something. Now you have to, up to 220, you have to rotate, and more than that one, maybe 40 more. This is your angle, OBA, and it rotates in which side? In anti-clockwise. Now, where does it located? In fourth coordinate. Your angle is in fourth coordinate. Now, the question is, what are the signs for the sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant, and cosec? For the first coordinate, for the second coordinate, for the third coordinate, and for the fourth coordinate. Today is our lecture is on this one. I think you have got. Write it please. We will proceed. Now, how we can find the sine of the trigonometric ratios in four coordinate? There are two methods. One is this one, and another method we will talk much later. That method is the best. Wait, we will have inshallah if I was alive. By the way, you know, in first coordinate, the angle is between 0 degree and 90. So I will have a right angle triangle. This is your right angle triangle. This is alpha, and you know this is your opposite side for alpha, which is positive. Why this one is positive? Because it came along with OY from this origin up to upper side, it is positive, and from origin to this side, to your right side, this one is also positive. It means adjacent is also positive, and hypotenuse is always positive. Why? Because hypotenuse works as a radius, and this one indeed it's our circle, trigonometric circle. Listen to me. Indeed we have like this one. This is your circle. Now this is your R, radius, which is always positive, and this one is your triangle. Am I right? This is in positive side, this one is in positive side, and this one always, hypotenuse is always positive. Now define sine. Sine of alpha in the first region, it is opposite divided by hypotenuse, I mean positive divided by positive, which is positive. Define cosine alpha, adjacent divided by hypotenuse, so it is positive divided by positive, which is positive. Define tangent alpha, opposite divided by adjacent, positive divided by positive, which is positive. And define cotangent. It is not needed to be defined in this triangle, just it is opposite of the tangent. Opposite of positive is once again positive. Sec alpha, it is opposite of positive, it's positive. And cosec alpha, opposite of sine, which is positive. It means in the first region all trigonometric ratios are positive. What does it mean? In the first region, it starts from 0 degree up to 90. From 0 degree up to 90. Now, if I have sine 12, 12 is in first region. So, the value is positive. Positive something. Cosine of 12, positive something. Tangent of 12, positive something. Cotangent, positive something. Secant also, cosecant also. I think you have got. It means in the first region, all ratios are positive. second. Now come to if I put alpha in the second region, it would be like this one. This is your alpha. One thing you might say that this degree is not standard. First you have to make it standard. This alpha is equal to this part. It's equal. We will talk inshallah much later. But in here just accept, please. Now for this alpha, this one is positive. Why? Because it comes along with this OY. And this one is negative. Why? Because it is an x negative. And this is your hypotenuse, which works like radius, and it is always positive in here. This is your alpha. Am I right or not? Yes. Now this is radius. This one is negative, and this side is positive. Correct? Yes. Now sine alpha is opposite divided by hypotenuse, positive divided by positive, which is positive. Cosine alpha, adjacent divided by hypotenuse, negative by positive, it's negative. Tangent alpha, it is positive divided by negative, it's negative. Now cotangent, opposite of the negative, it's negative, or negative by positive, it's once again negative. And secant alpha, it is positive divided by negative, which is negative. And cosec alpha, it is positive divided by positive, which is once again positive. One thing that in second region, sine and cosecant, they are positive. Remaining parts are negative. Am I right? Yes. What do I mean? For example, there is an angle, for example 156. Now 156 degree is located in which region? In second region. If this one locate in here, sine of this one is positive something, cosecant of this one is positive something. But if I talk about cosine of 156 degree, it is negative. Every angle which is in the second coordinate. So except for the sine and cosec, which are positive, the remainings are negative. I think we've gone. Now come to the next region. This one is, now it's your alpha. Now its opposite side, which is negative. Why? Because it is under this OY, I mean negative side. This is your adjacent, which is once again negative. This one is also negative, and hypotenuse is positive. Now we will talk about sine, cosine, and remaining trigonometric ratios. One thing I have to say, that once again we will talk about this one. There is another method which is totally scientific. Inshallah we will talk. In here maybe some students will think that how this alpha with this alpha are equal. For example, this one is 30 degree. If this one is 30 degree, this 30 with this 30 is not equal. Why? Because your angle should be standard in trigonometry. In trigonometry, your angle should be standard. For example, if you want to find sine 30, now first you have to put 30 in this side, then you will find. But if I put, for example, in here 30, now find sine of this one, cosine of this one, it's totally wrong. This 30 in here with this side, it is not standard. Why? Because if this one starts from here to here, so this one should put in the positive side. If this one is your initial side, this one should be put it here. It should be anchored here. So it would be something else. For this result, it's not correct. But it's a simple way to find the signs of the trigonometric ratios. We will have another scientific method inshallah much later. By the way, in here sine alpha is opposite divided by what? Divided by hypotenuse. Negative by positive. Negative by positive, which is negative. Cosine, it is adjacent divided by this one. Negative by hypotenuse, which is negative. Tangent, it is opposite divided by adjacent. Negative by negative, which is positive. Cotangent of the alpha, it's positive. Secant, it's positive by negative, which is negative. And cosecant, positive by negative, which is negative. There are two trigonometric ratios which the results are positive. Am I right? Yes. Now in fourth region, if you come to the fourth region, this is your alpha. Now this one is your opposite side, which is negative. This one is your adjacent, which is positive, and this one is your hypotenuse, which is located before 90 degree, which is always positive and works like a radius. Now sine of what? Sine of alpha. If alpha is in fourth region, opposite divided by hypotenuse, negative by positive, which is negative. Cosine, positive by positive, adjacent divided by hypotenuse, which is positive. Tangent, opposite by adjacent, negative by positive, which is negative. Cotangent, and this is the reciprocal for the tangent, positive by negative, which is once again negative. Am I right? Sec alpha, reciprocal for this one, which is positive, and cosec will be negative. Am I right? There are two ratios which its value is positive. It means in first region all of them are positive. In second region, sine and the reciprocal for the sine is positive. In the third region, tangent and the reciprocal for the tangent is positive. The remainings are negative. And in the fourth region, cosine with the reciprocal for that one, which is sec or secant, that is positive and the remainings are negative. So we will have a shortcut here. If you forget, just use this word asstack. Asstack. What does it mean? Asstack. We have 6 ratios: sine of alpha, cosine alpha, tangent, cotangent, am I right? Sec and cosec of alpha. Now in the first, suppose this is your first region, this one is your first, this is your second, this one is your third, and this one is your fourth region. In first region, all of them are positive. All of them positive, 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 positive. In the second region, S for sine and reciprocal for sine. Sine is positive and reciprocal of sine, which is cosec, positive. Remainings are negative. T for tangent in the third. Tangent is positive and reciprocal for tangent, which is cotangent, are positive. Remainings are negative. And C, the C is for cosine and reciprocal for the cosine. This is positive, and secant, which is the reciprocal for the cosine, and the remainings are negative. Negative, it's negative, negative, negative. Now in first region, all of them are positive. In second region, sine and the reciprocal for the sine. in the third region or coordinate, tangent and the reciprocal for tangent, which is cotangent, they are positive and the remainings are negative. And in the fourth region, cosine and sec, they are positive and remainings are negative. I think you have got. This was the first method for finding the signs of the trigonometric ratios. And we have another scientific method which we will talk in the later lectures, inshallah. Write it, please. Relation between positive and negative angles. What do I mean? For example, if I know the value for sine 200, maybe 40, if I know that this is something, now what is the value of sine minus 240 degree? It means if I know the positive value, then how we can find from positive value the negative value? Or if I know the negative value, how we can find the positive value for the same angles? This is our topic, and we will talk in details in two lectures. First, today we will have, and the second we will have much later, inshallah. By the way, now listen to me. Suppose this is your trigonometric circle. Now I will divide into 4 region or coordinate. If an angle turns in anti-clockwise in this side, that is positive angle, which is alpha. Am I right or not? Yes. This is O, this is A, and this one is B side. I will draw a perpendicular on OA. This is your right angle triangle. Am I right? Yes. And we will make another triangle which is negative alpha. So I will draw and I will make it long to meet the circumference of the circle. Now this is joining this O with this one. Am I right? Yes. This alpha and this one are same. Why? Because this one and this one are same, and we have these two angles are also same. Now this is your another triangle which its angle is rotates where? In clockwise, and this one is minus alpha. If this one is 30, this is minus 30. If this one is 45, this one is minus 45. I think we have got. Now, for example, this is C side. Now, what do you think in the first triangle, which is in the first coordinate? This is your opposite side, which is positive. Am I right? Yes. This is, for example, positive y. Positive y. For example, positive y. This is negative y. This one is positive 3. This one is minus 3. Correct? Yes. Now this one, the adjacent for alpha, this one is positive x, and for this triangle it's also positive x, and it is shared between both of them. This is your hypotenuse, which is r radius, and it's positive, and this one is also hypotenuse, which is r, which is positive. Now sine of alpha is what? Sine of positive alpha is opposite divided by hypotenuse. Positive y divided by positive y divided by r. If we talk about sine minus alpha, this one, it is minus y divided by r. minus y divided by r. In here, what do you think? This y divided by r is this one, and it is sine alpha. So we have the conclusion is sine of minus alpha, sine of minus alpha, sine of minus alpha, this one, is negative. This is negative. Y divided by r is sine positive alpha. This is our first equation. What does it mean? It means if you want to find sine minus 240 degree, then this one is equal to what? To minus sine 240. Now you know the value for sine positive 240. Just multiply with a negative. That is the result for sine minus 240. Inshallah, we will come on examples. On examples, you might get the concept for this one. Now, come to cosine. This is your first equation. Come to cosine. Cosine of alpha, it is positive x divided by r. X divided by r. Come to cosine minus alpha. It's here. Now adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Positive x divided by r once again. So it means cosine of positive alpha and cosine of negative alpha, they are same. Why? Because the values are same. So we can say that cosine of negative alpha is the same with cosine of alpha. This is your second equation. What does it mean? It means, for example, if you want to find cosine minus 240 degree, it's the same with cosine 240 degree. They are same. For example, if cosine 240 is, suppose, minus 1 divided by 2, then what is cosine of minus 240? It is the same like the positive. What the positive value was? Minus 1 divided by 2. So this one is also minus 1 divided by 2. If I ask you that sine 240 is minus root 3 by 2. Now, what sine minus 240 is in degree? So you will use this formula that it is minus of sine of positive. What is sine of positive? It is minus root 3 by 2. We have another minus root 3 by 2. So it would be minus positive root 3 by 2. I think you have got. It means that cosine of negative with the cosine of positive are same, but the sine of the negative with the sine of the positive, they are same in value, but difference in signs. If one is positive, the next one is negative. Now we will come on tangent. For tangent of alpha, positive y divided by positive x, y divided by x. Tangent of minus alpha, here negative y divided by x, negative y divided by x. Y divided by x are same. It means tangent of minus alpha is equal to the negative y divided by x is tangent of alpha. This is your third equation. Like this one, cotangent of negative alpha. This one is 1 divided by tangent of negative alpha. Am I right? Yes. So cotangent of negative alpha is equal to tangent of negative alpha. It is minus tangent alpha. 1 minus tangent of alpha. So we can say that cotangent of minus alpha is positive divided by negative. It's negative. 1 divided by tangent. It is cotangent. This is your fourth equation. Cotangent of negative alpha, it is equal to minus cotangent alpha. Like this one, secant of minus alpha, it is 1 divided by cosine of negative alpha, and 1 cosine of negative alpha is equal to cosine alpha. So we can say that secant of negative alpha is 1 by cosine alpha, it is sec alpha. This is our fifth equation. Secant of negative is with the positive, or both of them are same. Cosine of negative with cosine positive, secant of negative and secant of positive, they are same. But sine, it is the sine of negative, it's equal to negative of sine of positive. Tangent, it is equal to negative tangent of positive. Cotangent, negative cotangent positive. Also cosec of negative alpha, it is 1 divided by sine of negative alpha. Am I right or not? Yes. Now we can say 1 sine of negative alpha is minus sine of alpha, or negative sine of alpha. So we can say that cosecant of negative alpha is positive divided by negative, and 1 divided by sine, it is cosec of alpha. This is your sixth equation. So in conclusion, we can say that sine of negative alpha is equal to minus sine of positive alpha. Tangent of negative alpha is minus tangent of positive alpha. Cotangent of negative alpha is negative cotangent alpha, and cosec of negative alpha is negative cosec of alpha. But cosine of negative alpha is equal to positive cosine of positive alpha, and secant of negative alpha is equal to positive secant of alpha. Just in these two cases, we don't have any negative. They are equal to their positive. But for sine, tangent, cotangent and cosec, we will put this negative in the preceding point in here. I think you have got. Write it, please. By the way, we will have on some examples of this lecture that you can get the real concept and the basic concept of the signs, and also the relation between positive and negative. The first example is sine of what? Of for example 320. What is the sign for this one? It's positive or negative sign. By the way, first we have to find where 320 is located. The angle is in degree measurement. We know that this one is 0, it's 90, it is 180, 270 and 360. Now your 320 is located, I think, here. Your 320 is located where? 320 is located in the fourth coordinate. If this one is in fourth coordinate, use a stack. In first region, all is positive. Second region, sine and reciprocal for sine. In third one, tangent and reciprocal. And in fourth one, cosine and its reciprocal. What do you think? What do we have? Sine. Sine 320. 320 is in fourth region. So we can say in fourth region cosine is positive, the remainings are negative. So the answer is negative something. Am I right? Yes. But if you have sine minus 320, now the question is, what is the sign? Sine of minus 320. First, you know that sine of negative alpha is equal to minus sine of positive alpha. So from here we can say that sine minus 320 degree is equal to minus sine 320 positive. Now we will find here this negative is negative, sine 320, do not look to this negative. Sine 320 is located in the fourth coordinate. So in fourth coordinate, sine is negative. In fourth coordinate, cosine is positive, but sine is negative. If this one is negative, we have another negative, negative and negative, positive. Sine minus 320, this one is positive. Also it is. Why? Because if we talk sine of minus 320, what does it mean? It means the angle rotates in clockwise. This is 0, this is 90, this is 180, this is 220, and this is your 360. If you turn in the clockwise, now 320 is here. Now this is your first region. If this one is your first coordinate, all what? All the values of the angles of the trigonometric ratios, they are positive. So it is positive. Write it, please. Question number 3. Cosine alpha is positive, cotangent alpha is negative. Now alpha locates or occurs in which coordinate? You will have first, second, third, or fourth. These are the answers. By the way, it's simple. If I say cosine alpha is greater than 0, it means it's positive. This one means positive. Now, cosine of alpha is positive in which coordinate? First, in the first, all of them are positive, and cosine in the fourth, it's also positive. So, first and fourth. Now, alpha is related also to cotangent. Cotangent of alpha less than 0, it means negative. Now cotangent is where negative? In the second and in the fourth. Why? In first all of them are positive, cotangent with tangent, and the third coordinate it's positive, but it's negative. Negative is asked, so in second and fourth we can say second and fourth. Now this alpha and this alpha, they are same. It means the coordinates should be same, else they are not alpha. First and fourth, second and fourth. If both of them are same alpha, equal alpha, then you have to take the coordinate which locates in both. So the answer would be fourth. What does it mean? It means this is your circle. Now your angle is in fourth coordinate. If you want to calculate the cosine of that alpha, it will be positive, and cotangent of that alpha, it is negative. Am I right or not? Yes, you have got. Write it, please. Question number 4. Sine alpha multiplied by cosine alpha, the multiplication is a negative number. Now alpha locates in which coordinate? First, second, third, fourth, or maybe first and second. What that one is? First, if I want to say sine alpha multiplied by cosine alpha is less than 0, it means negative. Now in multiplication case, the multiplied of two terms, they are in which case negative. If the first one is positive, the second one is negative, positive with this negative, it's negative also. If the first part is negative and the second is positive, also it gives once again the answer negative. In these two cases, the first is positive, the second is negative, the answer is negative, or the first one is negative, the second is positive, the answer is negative. If both of them are positive or if both of them are negative, so the answer would not be less than 0. Now, what do you think? In here, sine is positive. In which condition? In first and second coordinate. Yes. Cosine is negative. In which condition? In second coordinate and third coordinate. Am I right or not? Both of them are in one question, in one statement. It means alpha should be something which is in both, it should be shared. So the coordinate is second. So from first we found that the coordinate is second, in which sine is positive and cosine is negative, and that alpha, the multiplication of both ratios, are a negative number. Listen, this is circle. The angle should be in second coordinate, in here. Second coordinate. Sine is positive. Cosine of that angle, the same angle, it is negative. So positive with negative, it's negative. The second, negative. Sine is negative. Where? In third and fourth. And cosine is positive. Cosine is positive. It means you have to find the intersection. Cosine is positive. Cosine is positive in first and fourth. Now, since both of them are alpha, so both of them should locate in the same coordinate. Third, fourth, 1 and 4, I think 4th, or the intersection for both of them is 4. Now this is your answer. Your answer is second and 4. It means if your alpha locates in the second, also this statement is negative. If your alpha, if your angle does not locate here, but it locates in the fourth coordinate, so this statement is true. Else, if this one located in the third one, both sine and cosine, they are negative, and negative with negative, it would be positive, which does not correct the statement. I think you have got. Write it, please. By the way, my dear lovely brothers and sisters, it was all we had in fourth lecture. See you soon. Allah Hafiz.